Hello, this is Cyan.
And I'm Magenta.
We've been gone for a long time. I'm going to post a story on the Instagram where we kind of go over some of the personal things that was going on. Everything's fine now, and we're all back to normal. And we missed the entire Epstein drama, so we're going to kind of get into that a little bit today, basically, so we can have a starting point then to move forward and keep talking about it, so it doesn't seem like we missed the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really funny watching Trump freak out
Yeah,
because usually, like, he has a presidency ending scandal at least twice a month. And then something else crazier happens and everybody moves on. I think he is freaking out because nobody is moving on from this.
yeah, I agree with that.
He doesn't know how to handle the fact that nobody is moving on from it. That's why he just keeps freaking out and like doing even crazier shit just to
Yeah,
deflect because we're not letting it go. And it's
yeah.
really fun.
I have a theory on that. Why
Mhm.
people aren't moving on because he made such a big deal out of it.
Mhm.
But the Democrats being demonic, literally like child blood sucking pedophiles to a major part of his base is the centerpiece
Yeah.
because they do so much evil stuff, MAGA
Yeah.
and conservatives and Republicans.
Mhm.
They need an enemy on the other side that is comically evil to justify what they do. So I really think that this isn't going away and it's freaking him out because this is breaking the veneer that they are on a righteous mission from God, like literally to some of these
Yeah.
MAGA people, and that the other side are literal child killing pedophiles. I think that is so crucial to like 10% of his base that they will never let this go because of that, because they need it to justify all the horrible shit they do.
Absolutely. And I remember there was a brief clip where like y- Trump dropped his facade a little bit and he's like, "Wait, we're still talking about
Mhm.
this?"
Yeah,
He was like annoyed that we were still talking about it
I know. It's great.
because it was like 10 days after
Yeah.
the big Elon blow up, breakup. Oh, that was so juicy. Didn't we all love that?
Yeah. He was literally like, "You guys are still talking about Epstein?" It was within, like,
Yeah.
5 days of,
Yeah.
like, the
And
last news.
but he's used to everyone moving on to the next crazy thing. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's used to 'em moving on when he tells them to,
Mhm.
and they're not doing it, and I love it. We're gonna get into this, some of this stuff of him when he was in the UK.
Mr. President, your opposition to offshore wind is well known. In Scotland and
Wind
across,
is a disaster.
but in Scotland and across the UK, wind farms are
I know,
cropping
it's a
up
shame.
offshore.
It's not his
onshore.
fault.
Well,
I used to tell Alex Salmon.
have you spoken to the Prime Minister and will you speak to the First
Well,
Minister
I
of
just,
Scotland?
all I can do is give my, look, wind is the most expensive form of energy, and it destroys the beauty of your fields and your plains and your waterways. And look out there, there's no windmills. But if you look in another direction, you see windmills. When we go to Aberdeen, you'll see some of the ugliest windmills you've ever seen. They're the height of a 50-story building. And you can take 1,000 times more energy out of a hole in the ground this big. This big, it's called oil and gas. And you have it there, the North Sea, this big, that nobody would.
It's
Oh my
it's really good. This is non sequitur to the point of the whole episode, but it's just really entertaining to watch it. We're gonna keep watching it.
I hold on though. Wind is the most expensive form of
Yeah.
energy. I used to work for a utility company. I can promise you it is not.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
We live in the state of Pennsylvania. A hole in the ground. Oh, and it doesn't cause any damage. Fracking is like
Yeah,
ruining this state. Are
yeah,
you kidding me?
yeah. We live in a heavily polluted area as a result of it.
Yeah.
Um, the best part is wait till it gets even better. I'm gonna leave us up on it so they can see us laugh the whole time.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
So this is my true genuine reactions to this mess.
You can take 1,000 times more power because the wind is intermittent, it doesn't work, it's extremely expensive. All the windmills are made in China. They used to be Germany and China, now they're mostly in China. They all come out of China. They say that the blades, which are carbon fiber, you can't bury. Oh, okay, you can't bury. What are you going to do? Dump them in the ocean someplace? Because they only last a certain period of time. And remember, a windmill has a life of 8 years, especially when they're out in the salty sea and they start to rot and to rust. You have to replace them. It's very hard to replace them. Wind needs massive subsidy. And you are paying in Scotland and in UK and all over the place where they have them, massive subsidies to have these ugly
But you wouldn't be surprised, but the average wind turbine, I just looked it up, has a lifespan of 20 to 25 years. So that's wrong.
monsters all over the place. So I've restricted windmills in the United States. Now, a couple, we have, you know, the poor stupid people at the beginning, they approved them, so they have their full approvals. But I've restricted windmills in the United States because they also kill all your birds. You know, they wipe out. You know, it's interesting. If you shoot a bald eagle in the United States, they put you in jail for 5 years. And yet windmills knock out hundreds of them. They don't do anything. You explain that.
Hundreds.
Mr. President,
This is the funniest thing he's ever said, I think. How wind has to be subsidized, so it's too expensive. I don't know if you know this, but like a major part of our budget goes to just subsidizing the fuel industry.
Right.
Like the most farmers and the fuel industry are the most subsidized industries in this country. The only reason we still have farmers and oil companies is because of subsidies.
Absolutely.
They
and
are-
banks.
And yeah,
files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name is in the
Well, I
files?
haven't been overly interested in it. You know, it's something, it's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say
yeah. So this is part of his new thing. He says it's a hoax. So he does this amazing thing here. This is the funniest shit. So he's going to basically say it's a hoax perpetrated by Comey and Obama, right?
Okay.
How? I have no idea. But listen to this logic hole he gets himself into.
Wait. Before we start, I wish that they had a camera on the people in the room so we could see their faces.
I know.
Because I'm sure that was some Oscar level acting on their part.
And the European press always just looks at him like he's so fucking stupid because
I
he
know.
is.
Yeah.
I like that about European press, especially like UK. Like
They're
they'll just
more
be
honest.
they'll just be like, you're fucking lying to me. Why are you lying to me? Like in an interview.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
they were run by Comey, they were run by Garland, they were run by Biden, and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people.
He basically said that anything Biden did should be undone because he used an auto pen to sign some things, even though every president does, every CEO does.
He uses one.
I know. But he also, I've seen him signing executive orders where, usually they present the executive order. We've watched a video or two on it.
Yeah.
And they say, this covers this. And then he'll say something like, oh yeah, I had this idea, we needed to change this. So I came up with this executive order. When he's read his executive orders, they literally read it to him and he goes, oh, that's interesting. Like he's never heard it before. Because Stephen
Because-
Miller and the Project 2025 guys are writing all this shit for him.
Yeah, because they're running the country.
Yeah.
He's just a dumb figurehead
Yeah, exactly.
who makes us look terrible.
If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files.
Okay, listen to this. This is where his crazy logic hole kind of comes in here.
If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony. Like, as an example, Christopher Steele, a person you know well, happens to be from here.
Okay, so I want to kind of go through it step by step. His first point is Obama and Biden had the files under their control. Okay, so they could have put something phony in there, meaning they could have put fake stuff about him in there. Okay, that's true. They absolutely could have, but just wait till hear where it goes and see how this makes no sense.
But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier. And the whole thing was a fake. The whole thing was a fake. They can put things in the file that are fake. But those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and that he gave out because he was 25 points down? And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about it. She was a horrible vice president.
That's another good point. So if they had something, why wouldn't they release it? Something negative about him that is fake. Okay. Why wouldn't they have released it when he was running? Good points, right? He's saying these people are so corrupt and they wanted to stop him so badly that they would have made up anything to get him to not be president, right? That's all Sound logic, but this is where it gets kind of crazy.
Those files were run by these people. They were run by my enemy. If there was anything in there, they would have used them for the election.
Do you feel-
But I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women, that I can tell you. They say there's a drawing of a woman, and I don't do drawings of women. And also, you know, Epstein was always a very controversial guy. I was at a very high position, you know, pretty much all my life. In all fairness, I've been doing this for a long time. I had the top show on television. I had the #1 bestsellers. I had everything, right? And I was a very successful business guy. He was a very controversial. Who would do a controversial drawing? Now, with that being said, they say there were many letters done by many people, and in many big people, you know, big successful people. But I just don't. When you talk about files, I just keep going back, and other people too. Even the enemy says this thing is not correct, because if we had it, we would have used it on the guy. It's a bad issue. They say it's a good issue for Trump.
And there it fucking goes right out the window. So Obama and Biden have a file that they made up stuff about Trump. Why wouldn't they release it? Okay.
It's because he's saying if my enemies had this against me, why didn't they use it? Well, now the question is, why isn't he releasing it to prove that he's not in it?
Yes, and also, but then he also says they don't have anything.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything. The files don't exist. And if they did exist, my enemies would use it against me. But if they use it against me, it's fake anyway. But there's no files.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to cover all his bases with one. He's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, the only thing he didn't say is I'm not releasing them
Yeah.
because I'm not in them.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, that's the only point he missed.
I don't think he's even said that yet. I don't think he straight up said that I'm not in the files, because he can't even say that. No one's going to believe that, because we have all these pictures of him with Epstein. Epstein was at his wedding. You know, we have so much. Even his own Candace Owens, you know, she is.
Yeah.
I didn't pull up the clip, but she had a great quote the other day, because